Caitlyn Clark will never be paid her worth. Can we just debunk this right now as a unit, okay? Caitlyn Clark is too famous to ever be paid her worth. This girl, I don't know if people understand who Caitlyn Clark truly is. Caitlyn Clark, she is one of the most considerate human beings ever. When Caitlyn Clark is fighting for revenue share and all of that, she's going to get that on the back end. I promise you one thing for sure, two things for certain. She's not tripping about the WNBA pay. Same thing you heard Angel Reese say, oh, we can't even pay my rent. Caitlyn Clark will never be paid her worth. She's simply fighting for others. Like I said, Caitlyn Clark's game is being reflected off the court once again. On the court, she makes her teammates better. She makes everyone around her better. She's leading the league in assists, or at least top 2 in assists. The same way she's assisting her teammates and peers outside the WNBA court in the business side. That's the kind of person she is. So when you see Caitlyn put on a shirt that says pay us what we deserve, it's more so Caitlyn saying like pay as a unit what we deserve, not me, because y'all will never be able to pay me what I deserve. Caitlyn Clark is worth millions, multi-millions, especially with her influence. If she was to get 50% of her jersey revenue, it would be insane, okay? Now that we got that out the way, let's talk about a lot of the misinformation that's been going around, okay? I don't know a lot of stuff, but I know this. The WNBA were negative $40 million last year, according to this right here, right? So, when you look at this, and obviously they were projected to lose $50 million, but when you look at this, understand that this is a business at the end of the day, and I'm going to make a disclaimer right now. One, I do want the WNBA players to get paid more, okay? I do think they should get paid more. However, I want y'all to understand that I feel like the money should be split a certain way first before it gets to the players, right? I think the owners and the investors should get a piece of the pie before the players, considering that they're the sole reason for keeping the lights on. Okay? I'm not a business owner. I'm not an investor. Oh, well, at least for the WNBA. So this is just coming out of somewhere is no bias to this. It's just me thinking from a logical standpoint. The owners, the investors, they have to get theirs before the players get whatever raise they want. Like if I'm the reason, imagine bringing in somebody to live with you, and they're demanding that you pay them for them to live there. Like that's literally what people are saying, right? Now let's move on. I think Caitlyn Clark alone is a risk to these negotiators because she is the sole reason for all this growth. And when Caitlyn Clark gets hurt, the numbers drop significantly. Do y'all remember when Caitlyn Clark got injured, the ratings dropped by 55%? Right? So with that being said, if you're because people, like, I was just on the phone and I was just hearing it on X and stuff. I think people think that these negotiators are robots and that they don't actually pay attention to the human element. That the numbers are up, yeah, the projections are aimed high, but it's only if one person is playing. Like, these are human beings at these negotiation tables. They can see when Caitlyn is playing, it goes higher. When she's not playing, it goes lower. Like, let's look at an example, okay? Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, they had a rivalry stemming from the NCAA in 1979, if I remember correctly, right? And it led into the NBA, which, that's definitely a marketer's dream. Black versus white, East versus West, Lakers versus Celtics. Like, that's the perfect rivalry. That's the perfect situation. And you kind of see that resemblance with the Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark, black versus white. Of course, obviously, it's not East versus West, but it's just the fact that you have two parties going head to head, and it creates drama, it creates a narrative, it creates revenue, it creates viewerships, it creates a attendance record. Like, everything goes up when you have rivalries, right? So that being said, Michael Jordan came along, right, and turned the NBA around from being in the negative as well. But it came around 10 plus years, into their era before seeing a major change in the salaries. They invested and reaped the rewards later on. So now players today are signing $500 million contracts in the NBA. This is what happens with steady growth, where you don't just want to walk in and get everything at once. They cannot come in. Like, the WNBA has to understand that, or the players have to understand that you're not operating in the green yet, right? So until you're operating in the green, understand that you have no leverage at this table. You can't say, oh, I play hard, oh, I'm nice. No, that doesn't equate to viewership. That doesn't equate to revenue, okay? It's the same reason why you hear people talk about why the Indiana Fever get 40 national TV games and all these other teams. Well, guess what? These TV companies are coming to the Indiana Fever to host, like, to ask them to broadcast their games. It's not the Indiana Fever going to them. You cannot go to these companies and because you don't have leverage. They have the power, so they choose how much they want to do and what they want to do with this. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, understand that when you speaking from a position of no power, you're gonna get the short end of the stick. But guess what? If the product that you're saying is that good, when we renegotiate, because I think 3 years into the CBA deal, you get to renegotiate. If the Caitlyn Clark effect is that real and all this stuff and everything is withholding, and I know it will because Caitlyn Clark, her influence is real, her effect is real, the needle is real, I would take that deal. I don't know what the exact numbers are. Obviously, I'm assuming right now because I know what we think these players should be getting paid is not the same thing that the players think they should be getting paid. Can we all agree on that, right? Because I'm assuming they're going for millions. Now, with that being said, all in all, what I'm saying is, right, I want these players to get paid more. But I don't think they've made that turn yet, since the deals and everything don't really kick in until after 2026. And Caitlyn Clark being the main reason for this major growth is risky to these business owners and these negotiators, okay? The NBA had 3 global icons in Magic, Bird, and Michael Jordan. The WNBA only has Caitlyn Clark. Put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself, would you be willing to pour all this money into this product on the behalf of one person who's injured right now at this table? The person that's negotiating right now is injured, you know? So it's like Caitlyn Clark is going to be Caitlyn Clark. She's going to fight for other people because Caitlyn Clark could care less. She's getting millions outside of the WNBA. She's getting her real worth in the outside world. On the other hand, though, she cares so much for her peers that she's gonna fight for her peers, and obviously she gets a percentage of it. You know, Caitlyn still has a salary, but that salary is pocket change to what Caitlyn Clark is truly making. You know, she's making real life money outside the WNBA. So what I'm trying to say is, I do want these girls to get paid more, but the fans and the players have to understand that you're not operating in the green. The reason why this number is 40 million is because of the charters, you know, the staffs, you know, the employees you gotta pay, you know, because you can't have Caitlyn Clark flying commercial, you know. And I just found out that games were being canceled because flights were being canceled. And the reason why Caitlyn Clark can't fly commercial, because 1, you don't want her being swarmed at the airports, and 2, if Caitlyn Clark was to miss games, guess what? They're going to lose a lot of money if Caitlyn Clark misses a game. It's a reason why the Indiana Fever weren't included in the 50% discount half-off tickets they were doing in the preseason or whatever they was doing before the season started. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the package deal for tickets. They did not include the Indiana Fever in that because they would lose too much money including the Indiana Fever in that. So if this is the WNBA itself not including the Fever in their package deals and stuff like that, what do you think these CBA negotiators are doing? That's all I'm saying, y'all. Like, I'm coming from an objective place. I want these girls to get paid, but I'm not going to be delusional about it, and I'm not going to lead my viewers and my supporters astray. I will not lead y'all astray. I want y'all to understand that these girls are not generating what they're asking for. They want an increase in percentage in revenue. See, this is the thing they're saying. They're just talking about revenue, but they're ignoring the loss. You have to include everything. I don't care if I spent $100, right? That does not mean if 10 girls get $10 each. No, I spent $100, but I lost $500. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I lost more. No, I made $100, but I spent $500. So let's say I spent $500, right? And the girls is like, oh, we made $100 back. No. I spent $500. Yeah, we made 100 back, but I'm getting a bigger percentage out of that 100 because I spent 500. I'm in the red right now. You know, I'm minus 400, and y'all over here talking about we should be. So that's basically what I'm saying. I'm just trying to be objective about this. I don't want to lead y'all astray. I want to give my 2 cents into this. I am assuming the numbers and prices, obviously. We're all assuming because none of us was at the negotiation tables. But I'm just talking about the fact that it's one face of the league right now. It's Caitlyn Clark. Despite what y'all want to believe, nobody watches the WNBA, at least on this volume, without Caitlyn Clark. You know, so with that being said, just keep that in mind and understand that until things, you know, be like I just finished saying this on the phone. Caitlyn Clark will never get paid what she's worth, and she's gonna be the reason though. Caitlyn Clark will go down in history for being the reason why girls in the future in 30 to 40 to 50 years are getting paid millions and millions of dollars because girls like Caitlyn Clark fought. And I know people gonna say, Venom, what about the girls 28 years before Caitlyn? They struggled. Yeah, they struggled, but they didn't turn the game around. It's a difference, okay? It's a difference between struggling. Yeah, the girls before Caitlyn bit the dirt. I'm not going to discredit them for that. But Caitlyn Clark turned the game around while biting the same dirt. She bit the same dirt. She came in on a rookie skill, getting on a rookie contract, getting minimum, the minimum salary. But obviously, in the future, in 20 to 30 to 40 years, what these girls will be getting paid, I promise you it will be because of right now Caitlyn Clark revolutionizing the game. She's fighting for not herself, but for the future and for the current teammates and peers of her work establishment, right? Her organization right now, okay? This is not for Caitlyn Clark. She's not in this for herself. She knows the way it's projected right now. She will have to play for 30 to 40 years to even see a penny of what she truly is worth. So she's going to get her money outside the league, but still fight for the players inside the league. It just goes to show Caitlyn's character. She cares about everyone, okay? Now, with that being said, listen, man, just hit the like button, hit the sub button. I wasn't going to make a video today about this, but I felt like I had to address this. I'll probably talk about it more depending on, what the comments are saying and depending on what news come out, but I did have to address this. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the sub button, and I'm going to see you guys when I see you guys, most likely when we play the Liberty in a live watch party. I love y'all so much. Make sure y'all follow the X. I just started a Twitter com. I'll probably put it in the description. Make sure y'all join there because that's where we dropping all the news and stuff like that. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Venom. I'm out here. I love y'all. Let's go. C22.